Hi everybody, so surprise! Happy New Year's to all of you. I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas. Those of you that don't celebrate it, I hope you've enjoyed a few days off of work. And yes, 2025, here we go. I will be back to my normal programming. As you can tell, the background is slightly different because we are not at home. The husband and I normally go away to warmer climates in December, especially at Christmas, but this year we decided to prioritize seeing family. So I haven't got all of my kit with me. So you're going to get this video bloopers and all. But yes, we've come down to Devon to have a few days of escapism. We've been on lots of little adventures. You know us, we're always up to something. So I hope everybody is excited about the new year and what it's going to bring. As for royal news, we've got some winners, we've got some losers of 2024. I think it goes without saying who the losers are. I think that their continued run of bad luck is definitely going to go into 2025. You've got the fact that Harry is starting off his year with yet another lawsuit. Harry slaying the media dragons. If it's anything like his previous court cases, well, I'm just not so sure he's going to be slaying anything other than his bank balance. As I said, with all of these arguments, the only real winners are, as always, the lawyers. As for Harry and Meghan as a team, we've still seen nothing new of those two being together. Obviously, we've got the very staged Christmas card, which attracted a lot of attention, not as much as a recent Christmas card created apparently by the Sussex squad. You guys must have seen it. It was an AI photograph manipulated to look like Archie and Lily, and it's just completely creepy, bizarre. The posture of the little boy in this photograph was odd to me because he looks like he's a 80-year-old granddad, you know, on the doorstep with his granddaughter. It was just very, very strange. Apparently it's a member of the Sussex squad that did this, but who knows? Some people are suspicious and think it's Meghan that's done it just to keep people talking. Nothing would surprise me with her. We know that they all like to play games when it comes to the children, but the fact it said Merry Christmas on a card makes me think that's definitely not Meghan, because she's a happy holiday sort of person. But they've learnt nothing from the last couple of years. They're still blaming everybody for their failures. Netflix is obviously going to be expiring its contract this year. There is no chance in hell that I think that Ted Sarandos is going to sign off on more millions going towards this couple, which quite clearly, or rather who quite clearly are living up to that nickname of being lazy effing grifters by Bill Simmons over at Spotify. Nothing has changed with those two. When they left the royal family, the blame game started. It was always someone else's fault. Harry and Meghan could do no wrong. Someone else was always responsible. And they've tried to carry this forward. And despite the amount of money and help that they've received from all of these other companies, the biggest issue here is it's not going to wash. And when the Hollywood Reporter calls out their bullshit, they were done for, really. If it wasn't the South Park episode, I think the Hollywood Reporter, the Hollywood Bible that everybody knows and trusts, well, that was definitely the death blow for their careers. I think 2025 will have more appearances of Meghan on red carpets or green carpets or black carpets or whatever carpets, cinema carpets that she can get herself an invite to. That's the lifestyle she always wanted. She just peppers in a little bit of this made up fake humanitarianism to try and make herself look better. I think everybody can see through it. How those two treat their family is a really good indication of who they truly are as people. Now, away from the losers, the winners of 2024, definitely the Princess of Wales. She has made a comeback after a horrific year. She started off the year by needing urgent surgery, and we knew that it was quite major abdominal surgery. Then that turned out to be obviously cancer. She's had chemotherapy. She had people trying to hack her medical records. I mean, it's been really, really awful for her. Concerns about her health, trying to make sure that her children are not affected by the continuous news. And of course, King Charles going through his own cancer journey, that would have had a knock-on effect to their children as well, to everybody in the royal family. I think Fergie herself came forward and she's had a spell of it. Cancer in the royals this year, it's honestly, It's a word that all of us hate, but I certainly hope to not see any more members of the royal family with that in the same sentence next year. But Catherine, she has bounced back. She's amazing. She looks beautiful. She looked wonderful at the Together at Christmas concert. She looked amazing on Christmas Day for the Sandringham Christmas Day walk. There was a funny moment where she got left behind by her family because she was so busy trying to thank everybody, all of these well-wishers that were there on their Christmas days, standing out in the cold. They just wanted to, you know, give the wishes to the children, to the rest of the royal families. I mean, I'm a royalist, but I'm not giving up my Christmas Day. I mean, I love them, but not that much. But these people do. And I think Catherine, with her cancer journey, being so young with it as well, I think she's resonated with a lot of people. So many people just have a lot of love for her, for William, for all of the children, and thankfully the rest of the royals, so it would seem. There's a lot of negative press going on at the moment. There's a lot of anger that Sadiq Khan, the London mayor, has been given a knighthood. There's lots of talk of it being cronyism. I try to remain politically neutral on these videos, as you know, but I do really understand the backlash given the state of London and its decline since he's been mayor. But the problem is the king is not the one who selected him. Yes, King Charles could turn it down, but could you imagine the backlash if he did? This appointment was actually by our current Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Also another person that miraculously has a knighthood. I mean, I like the King, I like Queen Camilla. I think the King has done amazing things through his royal foundation, and I think he's going to continue to do so. They are not perfect. There are some people that seem to think there is this war between Catherine and William and Camilla and Charles. I'm not on that bandwagon. They're a family that love each other and support each other. Do I think courtiers, however, could be battling between the officers in a power struggle? Well, yes, absolutely. There's plenty of books that have been written about that. It's, I mean, I do believe, not so much as the men in grey suits, all of the nonsense that Harry and Meghan made up, but I do believe there are definitely power struggles within the palaces. It just may not necessarily be members of the royal family. Now, speaking of which, and then I must dash because I've got to get ready for our New Year's Eve pub dinner, but I love the way the royal children handled themselves at the Sandringham Christmas Day walk. The fact that Wolfie was there with Princess Beatrice and Edo, he's very much part of the royal family kiddie pack, and I love that he's so included with them. There were cute moments captured between all of the children that were there, but especially between Princess Charlotte and Mia Tyndall, who yet again seemed thick as thieves, exactly the same as they did last year, showing yet again the lovely bond that the cousins clearly have. With two brothers, with one older and one younger, it would seem that Charlotte has found herself a sister. Then you had the shocking photographs of Isla and Savannah Phillips, Peter and Autumn Phillips' children. That, wow, they look like proper teenage girls now. That's amazing. And I can't help but think that Isla looks very much like her auntie Zara. It's very clear that members of the royal family are obviously very, very close with each other. And it's so wonderful to see all the children growing up together, having all of these experiences, which I can imagine sometimes with the public and people with cameras, the media attention must be, you know, a lot, but they're there, they're all going through it together. They have such an incredible safety unit amongst themselves, and it's very obvious that all of the adults are always looking out for the children. But yeah, I mean, to see that number of people that were out waiting to give their wishes to all of the children, to all of the adults, it shows that I think our monarchy are doing a lot better than what some mainstream media outlets like to push. And then to finally end the video on someone else who I think has been an absolute trooper this year, it's got to be the Duchess of Edinburgh. Super Sophie and her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, also known as Prince Edward, have actually just come behind Princess Anne as one of the most busy working royals. It's clearly obvious that Sophie and Prince Edward have stepped up into the roles that some people say was a black hole left by Harry and Meghan. But I think that these two have done more work over the many decades that they've been senior working royals than Harry and Meghan could even possibly commit to doing over their entire lifetime of apparent service. Sophie is incredibly close with the Princess of Wales, and I just think she's doing such an amazing job. And finally, she is getting the recognition in the newspapers because the media are beginning to realise that they need to give more coverage to Sophie because she's really well liked and people do actually listen when she speaks. The fact that she's so caring, she's so wonderful, and she comes across as very, very normal, given the fact that she is a duchess in that family. Because let's be honest, the last duchess that we had who was making headlines, who still does because she's clinging onto those titles with her talons, you know, they are just worlds apart. Meghan was never ever going to fit into the royal family because she never wanted to. Meghan is never going to fit into Hollywood because they simply do not want her. She doesn't seem to have a very nice personality, and her lack of work ethics is certainly not going to win her any awards. So Meghan has reverted back to being that D-list hanger-on. She's got some high-profile celebrity friends, so I'm sure we will be seeing more of her attending events as +1. And as for Harry, well, as I said, this court case, we're probably going to see a lot of Harry in January because he will again be taking the stand. So I think everybody can get their bingo cards ready. What do we think we'll have in there? We'll definitely have Princess Diana. We'll have Prince William had an extra sausage at breakfast. The evil royal family were all in on this plan to sacrifice Harry on their PR altars. And all of the stuff that we've heard before. In fact, I'm pretty certain we're just going to have a repeat of everything that we've heard with previous court cases. And the only thing that we're not going to get is Harry's actual evidence. Bearing in mind, everybody else has dropped out. I think it's down to 1 or 2 claimants now, and I just can't see that Harry has got amazing evidence all of a sudden for this court case and then the one that starts at the beginning of 2026. Because if he did, he would have presented it with all of the previous court cases. But you never know, we're occasionally surprised. So guys, that's it for me. I just wanted to check in, and I will be seeing you guys very soon, and I'll tell you about everything that we've been up to. So again, Merry Christmas, which is late now, Happy Holidays, and more importantly, Happy New Year, and I will see you soon. Take care for now.